Hey, how was the Essential series?
Okay.
Hey.
The Essential series. Okay.
So you just
To
finished.
me,
How was the Essential series?
I thought it basically empowered me. It gave me all the knowledge that I needed to get over my fear of getting started. If I had to distill it down,
That's it.
uh, it most of the reason that I wasn't starting was out of fear of screwing something up or like not handling some food properly or things with food safety, things of this nature. And like particularly in that way, it gave me a lot of confidence in not being afraid to mess around with things, play around with things, like literally touch foods that I didn't feel comfortable touching, on a regular basis, and then going and messing around with recipes and things that I didn't feel like I had the knowledge to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, what was something unexpected that you learned in the series that you didn't think you were going to learn, either about yourself or about food?
I think for me, oh man, these are good questions. About food, a lot of the food safety stuff, for me, it's like the food safety stuff, but it was just like, I don't know, like how much, it was a surprise to me how much that mattered, like how
Mm.
much that was holding me back or keeping me from touching things.
Uh-huh.
And so it kind of like broke down a barrier. Like once I started messing around in the kitchen, I was shocked, and maybe because of COVID, like the whole change in my mentality around touching things and everything.
Yeah,
But like, just like, kind of broke down that barrier, and I noticed it, and I was like able to move past that. So I think it opened my comfort levels up in that way, and it was a lot simpler than I thought. As once I was kind of surprised. It almost seemed, I don't know how to describe it, but it was, yeah, it seemed almost like cheating how easy it was once I started doing it. I was like, this should
yes.
be a lot harder, but like I just had to do it. So yeah, about myself, I learned that, and then food stuff. Just how like some great food prep tricks, and I don't know, just how many things go well together, and just different ways of combining. So
Oh yeah, that's exactly what the hope is. Is that
hmm
literally that's like food doesn't need to be hard when you understand what few guide rails there are
hmm
and where you can jump in, play, adjust to your own liking. That's literally why I called it season to taste,
yeah,
because once you know the few guide rails that nobody teaches outside of here, really
yeah.
makes you comfortable. All right. What has learning the fundamentals of cooking done for you in your life, in and out of the
Mm.
kitchen?
It's taught me. So I'm learning some coding stuff right now,
Okay.
and it's kind of taught me. I mean, the way that your approach to it is very much like you can do no wrong, essentially, and the experience matters more than actually. I don't know. The experience matters a lot. Like whether you get it wrong or get it right.
Yeah,
Air
because you're
quotes.
going to learn something out of it
Right.
regardless.
Right. It was like that. I'm applying that to the things that I'm studying or the things that I'm learning. Like there is no exact way. Like you just have to go a direction and start going and then see what happens and then adjust accordingly. But
Yes.
not to beat myself up so much about like getting something quote unquote wrong, or, it's all experience. It's all good experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's like that. That's so awesome. I so appreciate that. That is what translates, because that's what I think. So many things come out of this beyond just the food,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I've tried to explain to people, that the the food is just a vehicle for learning a lot of these things about life that help in your other life, because you're all your cooking starts with yourself and your head
Mm-hmm.
and your own stuff. And that's where, like, when you learn how to cook, you learn how to deal with your own stuff a little
Yeah.
bit
Oh
better.
yeah.
So that's like the fact that translates. I mean, I'm like, this is super awesome for me. I
Heck yeah.
appreciate this.
Yeah.
Let's see. What have you noticed about your life that has changed a little bit since starting to feel comfortable
Mm.
in the kitchen?
I feel like, okay, for me, it's been my my eating habits have changed. You know, I think more about food in a positive way. I, you know, appreciate how much time it takes to make now. So like I've noticed that when I go to the cafeteria at work, like I'm very much appreciative of like the things that are in front of me and like how long it took to do that, or you know, just that somebody took time to do it. And I think then in my life, just being more thoughtful about what's around me and how appreciative I am of just nature, things around me, like how I don't know, you could go deeper in that way, but
Yeah.
like it in terms of food as well, like you know, when I go to the grocery store, I'm not super overwhelmed. I mean, there's still a little bit of that I have to work through. Sure, that's
Oh
experience,
yeah.
but like, I feel like, yeah, I can question these things. I can go forward, and it's okay to play around. So, yeah,
That was literally the word that I was had in my head. I was like, I hope you get to play because
yes,
that's
yes. It was like not taking it so seriously. I think to go back to your question about like what I thought this class was going to be, I imagine like a very regimented, like, you know, I watch these cooking shows and like it's just like it seems like really stressful, like
yeah.
really exact, like really. And I thought like I'm gonna come in here and they're gonna drill into me these things like you would like at a boot camp.
Yeah.
But it was so nice to experience it as a more natural, just like open mentality